What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name is Bernie. Thank you for joining us today on the Touchdowns to Home Runs show. Hope that your day is going absolutely fantastic. We now have a final score from this week's Big Ten matchup between the number 2 Michigan Wolverines and the number 4 Illinois Fighting Illini. The Illinois Fighting Illini have taken this one by a score of 76-53. And I mean, a really disappointing game, I think, for Michigan Wolverines fans who are hoping to lock up a Big Ten regular season title with a win here today. We're now going to have to wait until our next opportunity against the Michigan State Spartans in just a couple of days. We'll break down sort of what I saw from Michigan tonight, as well as their box score in just a second. But first of all, I do want to give an apology to Illinois fans because I think myself included and other Michigan fans didn't give Illinois enough respect. Not that we didn't give Illinois respect at all, but I don't think we gave them enough respect for being a number 4 seed without Dosunmu. But this is a talented team all over their starting lineup. Production coming off their bench as well. I mean, Kofi Cockburn, Frazier, Curbelo, the list goes on. This is a very, very deep and talented team besides just one player. And I think we saw that tonight. As for the Michigan Wolverines, I mean, there's a lot to break down. This was a very bad 40 straight minutes of basketball, which we absolutely just got destroyed, really in both halves, again, for all 40 minutes. In terms of offensively, Michigan is a great shooting team in field goal percentage in general, but we're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the entire country. And we didn't see that tonight. I thought that Michigan was very slow offensively. I thought that we were sloppy with the basketball in quite a few possessions. I thought that our shot selection was really off, and just overall not the offensive Michigan Wolverines that we've seen, for the past 18 or so games. On the defensive side of the basketball, I mean, it really didn't get any better. It was 40 minutes where Illinois absolutely destroyed us offensively. With the exception of maybe the first 10 minutes. But Michigan got destroyed on the glass, and I know that Illinois is a good rebounding team, but Michigan is a good rebounding team as well. That was just not the case. And I mean, you could make the case for Michigan that we played some good defense in terms of, defense on the first shot that Illinois had per possession. But Illinois is way too talented of a team to be giving, 2-3 looks per possession to. And I think, ultimately that's one of the main reasons that Michigan lost tonight. Before we get onto the box scores, there's one more thing that I want to touch on, and that's the really interesting matchup that I think we got to see tonight between Hunter Dickinson and Kofi Cockburn. Hunter Dickinson, even though he's a freshman, is a guy who's locked up some really talented big men. When we look at guys like Nate Reavers in Wisconsin, and I think he also had the best individual defensive performance against Luka Garza that we've seen this entire year. Probably the best, most talented scoring big man in the entire country. And I think, when you look at the matchup between him and Kofi Cockburn, you're looking at two guys who are over 7 feet, two guys who are really similar in the way that they battle down low, how talented they are near the rim. I thought that Dickinson had some good defensive possessions early on in the game, but he really got locked up by the Illinois big men, particularly, again, Kofi Cockburn, but Hamlin in there as well. But I mean, Hunter Dickinson, he's still a freshman, and I think we forget that sometimes. But Kofi Cockburn is showing why he's a superstar. He's one of the best big men in the country, and I think we saw that tonight. Let's flip over to the box scores. We'll start with the losing team in the Michigan Wolverines. Eli Brooks led the way, shooting 3 of 8 from the field. Again, let me just read out these field goal numbers. 1 for 8 from Hunter Dickinson, 1 of 9 from Franz Wagner, 3 of 8 from Eli Brooks, and 2 of 6 from Mike Smith. Not a great offensive showing, not a great rebounding showing. We only took 7 threes all game, and this is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, as I was saying before. He had 7 points. Thank goodness it doesn't seem like he's hurt. He was limping at a point in the second half, and I thought he had probably our best defensive possessions. He had some hustle plays later in the first half. Again, Dickinson had some good defensive possessions, but offensively he was not good, and he was not good on the glass either. Franz Wagner was not good. 1 for 9. He got in there with 5 rebounds and 2 assists, 2 blocks as well, but not shooting the basketball well at all. Mike Smith was scoreless in the first half, got going a bit in the second half. Our best production came from Austin Davis off the bench. but just not good enough to get the job done. And, you know, we played our worst game of the season against one of the best teams, if not the best team that we've played all season long, and obviously not a recipe for success. Let's just take a look at the Illinois box score real quick. Kofi Cockburn, 12 points again. He's so talented. He shot 6 for 10, 7 rebounds. Frazier led the way, 22 points, sensational. But most of their production actually came off the bench, especially early from Curbelo, who shot fantastic. He had, I think, 11 points in the first half, but Illinois was a little dry in the first 10 minutes. He came off the bench, provided some much needed production for Illinois. Again, 42 boards. Everybody in their starting lineup had over 4 boards. 2 guys had 6 boards, and obviously Cockburn had 7. They really dominated inside. They dominated every part of this game, and I can't give Illinois enough credit. Let's flip over quickly to the team stats. Big stat, rebounds, 42-25 in favor of Illinois. Illinois shot 47% from the field compared to Michigan's just under 35%. Turnovers were about the same, but I thought that Michigan was overall sloppy with the basketball. And I think that, you know, turnovers obviously doesn't show a category of bad shot selections. And if that was a category, Michigan would have destroyed it. Let's take a look at what is ahead. Michigan will now play home and home against their rivals in the Michigan State Spartans. And boy, that is going to be an exciting time. Michigan will have another chance to lock up the Big Ten regular season title against a Michigan State team that I think has been playing better as of recently, led by Aaron Henry. Their talented forward. Great chance, I think, for the Wolverines to bounce back in another very important game. That game is going to be happening on Thursday, and then you can expect the other half of the home and home to be happening on Saturday. Let's flip over to Illinois. Illinois has a tough one. They'll be playing E.J. Liddell and the Ohio State Buckeyes, who they've already suffered a loss to this season. So another big test for Illinois. Hopefully they're back healthy. Hopefully they're back healthy for not only that game, but the Big Ten Conference Championship game as well. And then the March Madness, which is not too far away now. We're about 2 weeks away from Selection Sunday, about a week away from the Big Ten conference games. And I legitimately think, you know, both of these teams, regardless of what we saw in terms of the score tonight, I think that both of these teams are, you know, probably the 1 and 2 favorites for the Big Ten championship. And I think, you know, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw one or both of these teams go into the Final Four. I think both of them are extremely talented when they're healthy, and hopefully they both are. I think we'll potentially see this matchup again later down the line. And I legitimately think that both Michigan and Illinois have the potential to be national champions at the end of the March Madness in this 2021 college basketball season. Obviously, a lot that we broke down today. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to have opinions down in the comments section below. Again, if you're an Illinois fan, just congratulations. You guys didn't get the respect going into this game, but definitely you gained my respect now. Not healthy. Kofi Cockburn, absolute stud. If you guys did make it to this point in the video, though, let me know your thoughts on this game down in the comment section below. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to Touchdowns to Home Runs for more content just like this leading into the March Madness. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.